කිව්වෝවන්
Sri Lanka is a tropical island. It is located 6 degrees north of equator near the southern tip of India. It has a total land area of 6.4 million hectares and a population of approximately 17 million. Sweden, in comparison, has 7 times more land area for a population half that of Sri Lanka. Climatologically, the country can be divided into 3 major zones. The dry zone receives a mean annual rainfall of about 1100 millimeters and has gently rolling terrain. The wet zone receives a mean annual rainfall of about 3000 millimeters and consists of gently rolling terrain near the sea coast and mostly high mountainous terrain in the central region. The intermediate zone receives a mean annual rainfall of about 1800 millimeters with intermediate terrain. Of the 2500 years of the recorded history of the country, the dry zone has been the focal point of agriculture activities for nearly 2000 years. A network of tank-based irrigation systems and major river diversions provided irrigation water, the lifeblood of agriculture, to the dry zone. The perennial rivers, fed by the central mountain watersheds, covered by tropical rainforests, provided the supplementary water for irrigation systems. Because of this reason, the central highlands remain untouched by human habitation during the ancient past. However, this picture gradually changed with the decline of the ancient civilization. There has been a shift of the population from the dry zone to the wet zone. With the advent of colonialism 300 to 400 years ago, the natural jungle in the hill regions were opened up, particularly for tea plantations. The local inhabitants, who were deprived of lands, were pushed into the valley bottoms, where a majority earned their living with subsistence agriculture. The imported labor from South India to work in the plantations were the other economically disadvantaged lot created in the hill country by colonialism. Degradation of the environment of the country had been gradual. This gradual process began from the time the country received independence nearly 4 decades ago. Today it has reached alarming proportions. High rate of population growth and the resulting pressure on available land for agriculture, housing and industry are the primary reasons for this situation. Today, the national forest cover of the entire country has decreased to less than 25% of the land area. The natural vegetation, which is so essential to maintain the biodiversity of species, organic recycling, cloud interception, increased water infiltration, perennial streams, are fast disappearing at an alarming rate. Because of the geography of the island, most of the seasonal rains are intercepted by the central mountain region. The landscape is predominantly mountainous with altitudes ranging from 300 to 2000 meters. A majority of the lands have slopes greater than 30% and about 15% of the lands have slopes greater than 60%. The central hill region is very important from an economic point of view. The areas in the hill region, particularly Nuwara and Badula districts, are the watersheds for almost all the major rivers of the country. These rivers are the primary sources of water supply to the country's hydropower and irrigation reservoirs. These two districts have a large proportion of the country's tea plantations, a major source of foreign exchange for the country. Intensive vegetable cultivation in the village agriculture sector provides the livelihood for a majority of the population in these areas. The natural forest cover at present in these two districts are less than 20%. The luscious green mountain forests in these areas are fast disappearing, giving way to the agriculture and urbanization. Village agriculture consists of about 18% of the land area in these regions. Continued agricultural practices as at present, without any conservation, may marginalize the land and degrade the soils. Increased pressure for agricultural lands leads to exploitation of steep slopes and encroachment of forest not suitable for agriculture. Almost half the lands in the village agricultural sector are prone to very high erosion hazard. Estimated soil losses from village agriculture sector range from 70 to 200 tons per hectare per year for vegetable cultivation. Well-managed tea plantations have shown hardly any soil loss. In comparison, 100 to 150 tons of soil per hectare is lost annually from badly managed tea plantations. Housing requirements of the population has increased the pressure on available land. Housing constructions along the steep slopes without adequate protection is rapidly increasing in the hill country. The overall impact of these activities on environment is manifold. Reduction of natural forest cover has exposed steep slopes to erosion hazard and diminished soil moisture retention. Earth slips and landslides are a common occurrence during the heavy monsoonal rains. Reduced forest cover has increased runoff and decreased the year-round flow in perennial streams and rivers. Improperly protected housing sites in steep slopes are causing serious damage to land and property. Unchecked erosion degrades the agricultural land and increases the sediment loads in perennial streams, leading to sedimentation of hydropower reservoirs in these districts. Indiscriminate use of pesticides is another serious environmental hazard with intensive cultivation. It is hazardous not only to the producers but also to the consumers of these vegetables. In view of these problems, environmental conservation in these areas is an urgent necessity. The need is clear even among the farmers. However, a major problem is that they are not aware of the correct practices of conservation. Timely interventions and environment-friendly measures are the need of the day. Education of the rural population is one of the solutions to these problems. Promotion of community action by the farm families for sustainable agriculture is another possibility. These two aspects could make the difference for a better environment for all of us. Thank you.